Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I am going to be reading with the Shadowland Tarot. And I know that this is kind of a Halloween-y deck. It kind of has Halloween-y vibes to it, but it's a really great deck that I actually don't use enough. I kind of forgot that I had it, and it's a really cool deck, so I thought I'd use it for this week's reading. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Each card is going to represent an aspect of the upcoming week. And as always, I invite you to share your own insights and interpretations of the cards if you feel called to do that. And if you're new here, welcome. I post these every week, so be sure to like and subscribe and leave me a comment. Okay, so let's dive into the first card. First card is for Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. And here we have the Two of Cups. And I really, really love the Two of Cups. It's kind of bright in my dining room right now. I'm just kind of adjusting my curtains here. I feel like you don't really see the colors of the cards very well. There's a bit of shine and glare. Oh well. Okay, so Two of Cups for the beginning of the week. Two of Cups, this is one of my, I'm always saying like this is my favorite card, but I do love the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is all about harmony and communication and agreements and coming together and working together and I want to say like alchemy. And so this is just a really harmonious, friendly card that has nothing but good vibes with it. So what does it mean for us this week, especially at the beginning of this week? At the beginning of the week, you want to focus on getting on the same page as others that you come into contact with throughout your day. So whoever you're spending the most time with, whether it's coworkers, family, friends, whoever, it's going to be important to establish a relationship that is based on harmony and working together. That's what I'm trying to say. Working together as opposed to working against or being in conflict. You really want to focus on working together and working with the people in your life. And it's going to be important to get on the same page and to find common ground. And this may require making the occasional compromise here and there, but really this is about seeing the gifts that others have and appreciating other people for who they are and the kinds of abilities that they have, as opposed to seeing the problems and focusing on the things that you can't stand about another person. Really making an effort to identify the things that you really like about others, that you spend the most time with. And a couple other things I get with the Two of Cups. You may find yourself celebrating something this week, whether it's an anniversary, but there is this feeling of working with others on like a mutual goal or project or something that is important to both of you or to all of you. So relationships and how you go about those relationships is going to be a big theme this week, and it's going to be important to really get good at creating harmony in those relationships. Let's have a look at the next card. So this card is for Ace of Cups. This card's for the middle of the week. So like, I want to say like Wednesday, Thursday-ish. The Ace of Cups, I think the Two of Cups is kind of a relationship card. The Ace of Cups in many ways is also kind of a relationship card. And the Ace of Cups is, and I think, did the Ace of Cups come up last week or the week before? I think it did. And the Ace of Cups is a card of really being in your heart and expressing appreciation and gratitude. And I don't know if you can hear that, but I think my neighbor just started up a power saw. That often happens when I start recording. My neighbor fires up his saw. So the Ace of Cups is all about really feeling your feelings, letting your feelings flow, not being afraid to be in your heart, because there's something really vulnerable when you really allow yourself to open up and feel and open up your center of compassion and empathy. There is something very vulnerable about that. There is something a little bit scary about that. And so in that way, I see the Ace of Cups as really being a card of courage in many ways, and a card of strength, being strong enough to tap into your feelings. So what does this card mean for us midweek? I think that kind of following in the theme of the first card with the Two of Cups, following in that theme of harmony and relationships, I feel like the Ace of Cups is really encouraging you to get into your heart space when it comes to communicating with others and relationships, being able to communicate from the heart as opposed to like from the mind, and being able to figure out or identify what you're most grateful for when it comes to others and those relationships. Like really not just seeing the good in people, but noticing, what do I really appreciate about this person? Or what do I appreciate about our relationship? What am I grateful for in this instance? And this really, I think, helps you get into your heart. It helps you connect with others. And there's also when I look at this card, there's this hand shooting up out of the water. And it's almost like it's presenting an opportunity, and then the fish jumping out of the cup. Like there's a lot of sudden movement with this card. The hand that's popped up with the cup, and then the fish that's popped up in the cup with the little blowhorn in its mouth. And I feel like there may be an opportunity midweek to connect with someone and maybe even to celebrate something. Let's look at the last card. Queen of Wands. All right. These are some nice cards here. So Queen of Wands is for the end of the week. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday-ish. And the Queen of Wands, I love this queen. She's so creative and unique. And she is very eccentric and kind of wild. And she's really in touch with her wild side. I think that the more in touch you are with that wild side, that's the part of you that's connected to intuition and instincts and creativity and a sense of fearlessness and joy and just going with the flow and really expressing yourself. And that's what the Queen of Wands is all about. And she's really encouraging you to tune into your inner Queen of Wands towards the end of the week. So tuning into your creative side, really holding a space, making room for that creative side of yourself. The Queen of Wands excels at not really caring what other people think, and that makes her kind of fearless. And so she's kind of inviting you to play around with this idea. If you really didn't care what other people thought of you, what would you do differently? Is there something that you might create or pursue or experiment with or try out if you really didn't care what other people thought of you? What might be different? Okay, let's zoom out and look at all three cards together. I feel like with the first two cards, there's almost this real tangible feeling of celebration. The people or the little creatures in the Two of Cups are clinking glasses and kissing, and it seems like they're celebrating something. They've reached some sort of agreement, some kind of partnership. They're helping each other, supporting each other, and enjoying each other's company. And so that seems to be a big theme at the beginning of the week. And then Ace of Cups also, I feel, is a card of celebration of some sort. And I want to get more specific than that. So a question I'll ask you is, what are you celebrating this week? And if you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not celebrating anything, how can you create some sort of celebration this week, even if it's something small, even if it's something that you just do on your own? Is there some way that you can bring in that vibe, that energy, or that theme of celebration into your week this week? I feel like there's more that I want to say here. Okay, just give me a moment. I just want to sit with these cards for a minute. The Queen of Wands does feel very powerful to me, and it feels like the key to being more creative this week, the key to being more fearless and having more energy. Because remember, the Queen of Wands, she's a very energetic, kind of inspired, passionate individual. And the key to that is Ace of Cups, getting into your heart, holding a space for your emotions, your feelings, getting into that place of gratitude and appreciation. That's what's actually going to lead you to be able to connect more with your inner Queen of Wands this week. So it does feel like relationships might loom large this week. Those might be really important. Creating harmony, celebrating something, staying in your heart, really focusing on gratitude, but also really making space for your inner Queen of Wands to come out, your creativity, your fearlessness, your entrepreneurial spirit, your energetic side. That's what the Queen of Wands is all about. So feels like it's going to be a fun week, I think, or I think there's going to be some highlights this week. It does feel good. So I just want to close the reading by saying thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this reading helpful. I hope it gave you some ideas. And again, I invite you to share any of your insights or ideas in the comment section. I'd love to hear your take on these cards. And you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got tons of fun tarot learning resources on there for you to check out. So once again, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.